12 records. One night. And Caitlin Clark didn't even have to do it alone. The last time the Fever faced Portland, Caitlin Clark got pushed into foul trouble, and Indiana ended up getting blown out. Everybody remembers that game. But on July 31st, the Indiana Fever came back to Portland and completely rewrote the WNBA record book. By the time the final buzzer sounded, 6 different Fever players had scored in double figures, showing just how complete this performance really was. Stick around because after Portland's crowd started booing the wrong Fever player, Sophie Cunningham completely took over and made them pay. We'll break down exactly how that moment backfired and turned the entire night into something no one saw coming. Show your love for the Fever in the comments below.
Great job in year 1 with the expansion franchise. Inside, could it be a triple-double? Yes, it is. The triple-double for Caitlin Clark. 26 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds.
Let's go back to May 30th first because you can't fully understand what happened on July 31st without seeing how intense this rivalry had already become. Portland beat Indiana 84-72, but that final score doesn't tell the whole story. Caitlin Clark finished with just 6 points, her lowest scoring game of the season. And it wasn't by accident. Portland came in with one clear plan: swarm Clark, play her physically, and get her into foul trouble as quickly as possible. The strategy worked. Clark picked up early fouls, spent long stretches on the bench that she normally never would have, and without her leading the offense, the Fever struggled to find any rhythm.
And they call 6 fouls in a row. And then Caitlin Clark, if anything, she got elbowed. There's Caitlin Clark's first foul. Somebody tell me where's the foul. There was 2.
Let's go back to May 30th. Portland beat Indiana 84-70, but the score didn't tell the whole story. Caitlin Clark scored just 6 points, her lowest of the season, as Portland's physical defense forced her into foul trouble and kept her on the bench. Without Clark, Indiana's offense completely fell apart. The Fever started with an 8-2 lead, but Portland quickly took control while Indiana struggled with foul trouble and poor rotations. Unlike every other Fever loss that season, this one wasn't close. After the game, Stephanie White pointed to foul trouble, turnovers, and defensive mistakes. Going into the rematch, the plan was simple: defend without fouling, keep the rotation short, and keep Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston on the floor together as much as possible.
Carlton, tough board, hustles ahead down the floor. Barker running the wing, Barker to the cup, up and under, knocked to the floor, and this will be a foul. Green wants to move Enxler out of there. On the wing, kicks it over, Enxler inside, Gustafson, catch and foul.
I tell you what, it's good that they're not living by the 3, dying by the 3.
Late, carries it through, and that foul whistled late. If it's again.
This wasn't about getting revenge just for the sake of it. It was about fixing everything that went wrong the first time so Clark could play her aggressive style without constantly worrying about the whistle. When Indiana walked into Portland on July 31st, the home team had no idea what was about to happen. How does one player rewrite the record book 6 different times in a single night? Let's start with the box score because it almost doesn't look real before you even get to the history behind it. Caitlin Clark finished with 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, recording a triple-double against the very same Portland team that held her to just 6 points back in May. That wasn't a coincidence. That was a statement.
Most threes in the league.
Portland not afraid to apply this backcourt pressure, but the Fever want to play fast. And Clark banks it home, taking advantage of it.
But the records started piling up long before the triple-double conversation began. Early in the first quarter, Clark scored the basket that gave her 1,500 career points. She reached the milestone in just 78 games, becoming the fastest player in WNBA history to do it and the youngest guard ever to reach the mark. Most players need well over 100 games to hit 1,500 points, but Clark got there before many even established themselves as full-time starters.
For a dozen points, the 3-time All-Star coming off a great game.
Right.
Clark gets into the lane and again gets in for Indiana to try to get a good look. Long three from Caitlin. Oh my goodness.
Then the records kept coming. On the same night, Clark became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 1,500 career points and 500 career assists combined. By the final buzzer, she had also become the fastest ever to reach 1,500 points and 600 assists, finishing with 1,524 career points and 651 assists. Sue Bird held the previous record in 116 games. Clark did it in just 78, a pace that's not even close. Then the triple-double became part of the story again. It was the fourth of her career, tying for the third most in WNBA history. Only Alyssa Thomas and Jessica Shepard have more, despite playing many more seasons. Clark also became the guard with the most triple-doubles in WNBA history, accomplishing it in just 3 seasons, including 2 as a rookie, 1 in an injury-shortened season, and another in her 3rd year.
4th career triple-double.
Triple-double, baby! Proud of CC. You know, that's my goal. I be taking care of her because I own the farm with her, AB, and Kelsey. I'm the shepherd of the farm. I'm super proud of her. Let's keep going. Congrats, CC. Gold fever, baby.
CC did? Wow, congratulations, girl. Woo!
CC got her 4th career triple-double. You guys.
CC! Woo! Go, go, go! 4 of them.
Anything else to say?
SRPG.
Clark added another historic achievement to the list. She's now the only player in WNBA history to finish in the top 3 in both scoring and assists across 2 different seasons. This year, she's averaging 21.5 points per game, 3rd in the league, and 7.9 assists, 2nd behind only Alyssa Thomas. Most top scorers aren't also among the league's best playmakers, but Clark is doing both at the same time. At the free throw line, she went 14 for 17, with 17 attempts, 8 more than any other player that night. Those chances came from relentlessly attacking the paint and forcing defenders into contact. Then, at the end of the first quarter, Clark buried a heavily contested 3 to give Indiana a 27-25 lead. It looked like she was fouled on the shot, but no whistle came. Frustrated, Clark had to be guided back to the bench by Aaliyah Boston and Ty Harris because she was just 1 technical foul away from an automatic suspension.
Backdoor pass, and it's Mitchell.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be late takeover.
Oh, splitting it right. Winner Ledger, but Indiana has it. Another good entry pass.
Bucket for bucket, because if it's a battle of offense, you're going against the #1 team in the league in offensive rating.
None of this looked like stat padding. It looked like a player taking control of every part of the game, scoring when Indiana needed it, creating easy shots for teammates, and grabbing key rebounds. 6 records. 1 player. 1 night. No guard in WNBA history has reached that many milestones so quickly. But Clark wasn't the only one making history. Kelsey Mitchell matched her with 26 points and extended her streak to 13 straight 20-point games, tying Diana Taurasi for the 2nd longest streak in WNBA history. Only Aya Wilson's 15-game streak ranks higher.
Clark bouncing. Mitchell lays it home.
What a feed. What a cut.
Outscoring Portland 17-8 off the turnover here tonight. As Clark finds Mitchell. Impossible angle. Mitchell lays it in.
Mitchell knows exactly when to take over. She let Clark set the tone early, then scored 11 points in the 3rd quarter, added 8 more in the 4th, and finished 4 of 12 from 3. She also knocked down the 749th three-pointer of her career, passing Tina Thompson for 6th on the WNBA's all-time three-point list. Thompson spent 15 seasons building that total, making Mitchell's achievement even more impressive. It's another reminder of how consistently she's produced throughout her career.
So 4.2 seconds for Indiana to try to get a good look. Clark, yes! What a shot!
Go on the perimeter.
DeLeo, oh, denied! Billings with the block. Now it's Boston, flipping it home.
Aaliyah Boston's stat line might not stand out at first, but it was just as impressive. She finished with 14 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 steals despite tweaking her knee in the previous game. Her 5 steals helped create easy offense, including one that led to a Sophie Cunningham three-pointer. Boston's defense sparked a 14-2 second-quarter run that changed the game. She also passed Katie Douglas for third place in Indiana Fever franchise history in career field goals made. Boston has become a true two-way force, giving Clark and Mitchell the freedom to attack while punishing teams that leave her open.
And Boston with another steal.
And it worked.
And Timpson beats everybody home. I think she thought about maybe throwing that down, but
Timpson's performance also deserves attention. She scored a career-high 15 points off the bench, shooting 7 of 8 from the field, with her only miss coming on a chase-down block. With 33.8 seconds left, Timpson set a screen for Clark, rolled to the basket, caught the pass, and finished the layup that gave Clark her 10th assist and completed the triple-double. Timpson said the play came from being in the right spots and making the right cuts. With Maisha Hines-Allen unavailable and Lexi Hull limited by foul trouble, she provided a huge spark off the bench when Indiana needed it most.
For KK, career-high 15 points for you tonight. Just what was working with this offense for you?
Just me being in my spots, cutting off the ball, when AB gets double, I be wide open, being able to finish around the rim, doing my 90 cuts, getting rebounds, doing the little things that I'm supposed to do on the court and just having confidence with it.
4 players combined for 10 records, and none of it happened by accident. Clark accounted for 6, Mitchell added 2, while Boston and Timpson each had 1, all in the same 40 minutes. Indiana also had 6 players score in double figures. Monique Billings finished with 15 points and 7 rebounds, her 4th double-figure game in the last 5, while Sophie Cunningham added 13 points and hit 3 of 5 from deep. The Fever shot 53% from the field, and every time Portland focused on stopping one player, someone else made them pay. 4 players. 10 records. 1 unforgettable night. And those 10 individual milestones still didn't include the 2 historic team records that grabbed the league's attention.
20 for Indiana. Clark. Year 1 with the expansion franchise. Inside, could it be a triple-double? Yes, it is. The triple-double for Caitlin Clark. 26 points, 10 assists.
There were already 10 individual records, but the biggest milestones belonged to the team. Indiana set a new WNBA single-season record with its 13th game scoring 100 or more points, and with 16 games still left, that total could climb even higher. The Fever also became the first team in WNBA history to score at least 100 points in 5 straight games, breaking the previous record of 4. On top of that, Indiana owns the highest offensive rating in league history and is averaging more points per game than any team the WNBA has ever seen. This isn't just a hot streak. It's a historic offense changing what's possible in the league.
Thank God. Big God. Voodoo donuts? Bow. Oh. Bow, bow, bow. Give him the win. Give him the win. Ayy. You already know what time it is. Ups in the time. Going for the road. That's a dub, baby. Come on, one more. We're coming home.
None of this happens without pace. Aaliyah Boston explained it best. The Fever play fast, everyone can score, and they take the shots the offense is designed to create. That creates more offensive rebounds, second chance points, and constant pressure. It was a huge difference from the first meeting with Portland. Back in May, Indiana's offense slowed whenever Clark went to the bench. This time, Clark and Boston stayed on the floor together longer, the rotation was tighter, and the ball kept moving. The defense was just as important. Portland committed 20 turnovers, and Indiana turned them into 31 points. Portland head coach Alex Sarama admitted the turnovers came from mistakes all over the floor, while Bridget Carleton said they were the biggest reason for the loss. Indiana's record-breaking offense starts with a defense that forces mistakes, creates extra possessions, and makes teams pay.
Late bouncing, nobody home. Clark with a steal. Clark looking to push. Had it deflected by Potch. Here is Cunningham. Well, Sophie Cunningham, who hit her first 3 threes in Seattle.
The fourth quarter almost slipped away, and the game suddenly became tense. Portland went on a 16-4 run to cut Indiana's lead to 7 before Kelsey Mitchell was called for an offensive foul. Stephanie White challenged the call, and after review, the officials ruled Carla Leite committed the defensive foul first. Instead of losing possession, Mitchell hit both free throws, stopping Portland's momentum and helping Indiana regain control. Before the game, Portland fans booed Sophie Cunningham as she entered the arena. She answered with 13 points, shooting 3 of 5 from beyond the arc rather than forcing shots. Cunningham simply knocked down the open looks created by Indiana's offense, making Portland pay every time they left her open.
And Cunningham picks it off!
You got numbers.
Now it's Boston facing pressure. So good in those situations. 3-ball, Cunningham!
That is huge!
The fourth quarter almost slipped away as Portland used a 16-4 run to cut Indiana's lead to 7. Then Kelsey Mitchell was called for an offensive foul, but Stephanie White challenged the call. After review, the officials ruled Carla Leite committed the defensive foul first. Mitchell hit both free throws, stopping Portland's momentum and helping Indiana regain control. Portland fans had also booed Sophie Cunningham before the game, but she answered with 13 points while shooting 3 of 5 from deep. She didn't force shots to make a statement. She simply buried the open looks created by passes from Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, making Portland pay within the flow of Indiana's offense.